Wow, that was so insensitive. Like, I don't identify with that, and I'm gonna need you to reel that back in really
Oh, I'm
fast.
sorry. We could be streaming on Twitch and Facebook for all of you people that don't do YouTube. My bad. You like that dodge,
This
don't you?
guy. This guy.
Did not see the dodge coming. Alright, let's see here. Okay, let me check Facebook, and I think we're all good. Yes, we are finally live. Yes. And everybody can see my empty chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chair.
Cause my chair all empty.
Yeah. Oh my god, they won't let me watch the stream unless I update the Facebook.
You gotta be kidding me.
Alright, I got one with ice. Let's see how well this turns out again.
Yum yum.
Post.
Okay, but
Did you get that taken care of?
what?
For the app or whatever.
I don't know how big this storage is, but it's
Been saving them videos on your phone. Alright. See how it is.
I mean, what videos? Wait, what?
What?
Hold on.
Huh?
I don't like how you said that.
Mm-mm-mm. Okay. I wonder if I like jump on the screen and just jump in my chair, what'll happen? Hopefully I don't fall.
Oh, that's what I did wrong. Alright, now I know. Alright. We are going to get this special accessory.
Alright, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I think, well, we got 39 people in. I guess we can actually start now.
Yay. So wait, are we doing this like are we starting with games or what are we talking about exactly?
Oh, we're just talking about this remake culture right now.
Okay, so we're starting with the games. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Because I mean, essentially, like you'll see in just a second.
Alright, that's fine. I was just making sure. Oh.
Let's see here. And of course, you know, we got to do a quarantine update, see how everybody's doing. Is everybody's mental health intact?
Oh, good lord. You know,
I
I
mean,
didn't think it would be that bad, but I've heard people actually committing suicide over this.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And that, like, I didn't know that it would be that traumatic. I don't know. But then again, I mean, it makes sense if it's just you. See, this is a good argument for those who don't play video games. You know? They're like, if you got into video games, you feel less depressed because you'd have something to do.
Alright. Well, now I'm actually moving.
I mean, video games do offer you a chance to, if you have it, the online features to still talk to and play with other people. It is, in a way.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Not
So you have
so much social distancing, but I mean, you still have some communication there while entertaining yourself.
right.
So everybody in the chat, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Mixer, or what have you, sound off in the chat. Let us know if you're doing all right, if your mental health is okay currently.
Right. How about a refreshing cocktail made by yours
How's that
truly
brain?
that you can sit back and see?
How y'all doing?
Tifa.
Yeah, I'm feeling it a bit too.
That ain't pretty good for the most part
Hey,
over here. I
do
don't
you
know
think
how
you'll
everyone
stick
else
around a
is.
little longer?
I mean, I got games, I got the kids all up in my face as usual, so everything good for
I
me.
see. So, what'll it be? Want to head back out for a little while?
Alright.
I actually enjoy peace and quiet, so.
Yeah.
I mean, do you really? Do you?
I do.
With the kids around? You really get
Yeah,
that
no,
peace
I
and quiet?
don't.
Well,
I don't.
you
Though.
wanna head
No.
inside?
But that's what I meant by I enjoy peace and quiet because I don't really get it.
Are you looking at the chat in the for Facebook?
We're back.
It's the only
I'm
one I
trying to
can't
get
see.
to it. Yeah, I'm trying to get to it. Sorry, guys. Give me a second.
Lots of fun.
Hey, need y'all downstairs.
Right now?
Gonna go
The
ahead
plan is...
and uninstall some
Come on
stuff.
in. Wanna go wait for Jesse out front?
Hopefully,
Alright.
this will give me enough storage to
Looks like we're officially on for tomorrow night then.
update this thing.
Gotta go over the details with the others.
Before you do, about my pay.
You'll get your money.
Oh, fun.
So sit down and shut up until we're finished. Double time, Tifa.
Shoot. Alright, so our main topic of discussion and what is in the descriptions for everything
I'm really sorry, but it
is that we're actually looking at whether or not remakes and remasters and everything currently, with everything getting shifted around, with all the stuff getting moved, with the release dates being pushed back for a lot of games, are remakes like keeping gaming alive right now? Like, and I mean that like seriously. Like what I'm playing right now, like the last 3 games that I've been playing, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Persona 5 Royal, and Resident Evil 3 Remake are all remakes of games that I've pretty much previously played. So what is really out right now that's new that, you know, that's not a remake currently?
Um.
I don't know.
Wow, we
Hold on,
can't even
no.
answer that with the
Wait, there's
an
gotta be
honest
something new.
response.
Hold on. Oh crap! Hold on, let me mute this. Okay. I'm gonna leave that question to the people watching. Can y'all mention anything that's not a remake?
Well,
I feel like if you give
most
me a
people would
question
say
like that,
something
my
sweet
mind's
right
always
now.
gonna go blank. There's gotta be
For sure
something
they
new.
would.
It's just, there's gotta be.
But you're a more discerning
I mean,
customer, aren't you?
there's some stuff that
In
came
which
out
case,
before, like, you know, the Wu Flu, you know, but I mean, realistically,
our
I
house
mean, what,
special,
Dragon Ball
the Cosmic
Kakarot, right?
Canyon.
That's like it. Know what I
Are we
mean?
talking about like in the last month or
Yeah,
how
we're talking
soon?
about like new releases in the last month or two. There's
Yeah, I
not
don't
really
know.
a lot.
It's mostly been remakes, yeah, or DLCs. So
I mean, the Call of Duty, right? But when did that drop?
I don't know. I thought that was a remake.
It is. So yeah, further
You see the
further in
news?
the point, I
The
suppose.
reactor bombing was the work of the eco-extremist group Avalanche. Public enemy number
Um,
1. Gets your heart racing,
I mean,
doesn't it? They don't know our
I've been
faces,
playing
so
the
we're
Final
in the clear
Fantasy
for
VII
now.
remake
But we'll want to
and
capitalize on this momentum.
Persona Royal
Speaking of which,
Palace.
you coming on the next one?
Uh,
For the right
the
price.
Royal Palace isn't even
you
what
can
I
bet
would
I'll be
call a
pushing
remake.
hard
It's
for a
just
raise.
the whole game with added content again.
Tifa will be joining us.
Well, the ending is technically different. I mean,
Your heart's not in it.
it's, you know, the original was on PS3. Is this on PS3? I don't think it is.
No, this is
If I've gotta
PS4
put my
game.
life in someone
Yeah.
else's hands, then I'd rather that someone was a
So
professional
I mean, you know,
like you.
and you know,
Still kill some time.
Agabi, he says, you know, was gaming dying? I don't think it was dying, but you know, the thing that keeps gaming alive is new experiences. And to be honest, we're not really having any of those currently. You know what I mean? Like if we really look at it, like the experiences that we're having right now in this phase are mostly, you know, like I said, remakes of great games. I mean, this Final Fantasy VII remake is pretty dope, especially considering where we were when the game first came out. You know, for all you older gamers, you know, when you know during '97 when this originally dropped in America, you know, we were doing something different. So I mean, you know, it's just it is what it is. I don't know. I can't really call it.
I mean, I had a friend on Facebook post that, you know, he's like, I'm doing today what I did back when I was 17 on Saturday morning, and that was destroying the Mako reactor. I'm like, can you imagine,
Yeah.
like, replaying a game that came out again, that came out 17 years ago? But it feels like a whole new game. You just know the story and you know the content, but
Well,
they've added a
they-
bunch of new features.
yeah.
It feels like a whole new story still
The real
in
deal.
its
Right.
way.
I mean,
Because
chat,
they've
maybe y'all can
added
help.
so much content to it as well.
I mean, that's real. I mean, like I say, chat, maybe y'all can help us out here. What new games are out that have come out in the past let's give it 2 months, the past 2 months that are actually new experiences that are not remakes? Like, can anybody name anything? Not that I'm against remakes. I mean, obviously I've spent money on these last couple, but you know, what does that say that, you know, with everything going on, a lot of the major games that should be coming out relatively soon are not going to be coming out. I think, what do we have coming out in May? We have, oh, what is that game called? Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy, this is gonna bug me.
Games coming out in May, huh?
Ghost of Tsushima's coming out. Yeah.
Ghost of wait, which one was that one?
That's the samurai game. I really want to play one of these. I'm trying to play one of these pinball machines, but it don't look like they're gonna give me that
Did
option.
the Cyberpunk game come out yet?
They CD Projekt Red
2077?
has said that it's not going to be delayed, so apparently it's still set for September. But I mean, who knows? This whole virus thing could be taken care of by then. So I mean,
You also have people waiting for the Marvel's Avengers game. I think that one's one that comes out. It's
yeah,
supposed to in May.
that's a Square Enix game. So if I was a betting man, I would pretty much say that's going to get delayed. I mean,
Delayed, and unfortunately not that excited because I'm a little concerned with Square Enix's past on tackling things outside their comfort zone. Because unfortunately, the company's president did say that they're stagnant and they recycle the same stuff over and over, and they're trying to get out of their comfort zone, but they've not found that perfect area to stay in yet. They've had Near Automata, of course, being a side project that isn't focused on things turn-based or fantasy-wise. In some way, it is, in my opinion, apocalyptic steampunk game, and that in itself is unique. What gives Square Enix an edge when it comes to branching out of their comfort zone. Marvel's Avengers, that's a whole different thing because we've got a lot of games when it comes to comic book adaptations that go into side-scroll combat. You've got 1v1 punching and kicking, fighting games. I just don't know how I feel about Square Enix being a mostly turn-based fantasy company taking a comic book series and making it into a game. Like, I'm a little curious how people are going to tackle that when it comes out. Like, I'm not sure how I like the combat system, or even the character designs. They've had to change those drastically. So, I mean, it's anyone's game.
Yeah.
But I mean, that one, like I said, I'm not putting my money on.
I mean, that's understandable. Ooh, double. Have you played darts in Final Fantasy yet?
Yes, and I did beat Wedge's score. It was hilarious. It took me a few tries to finally get down the motion for the toggle because of how sensitive it is, but yeah. Final Fantasy VII Remake, I was actually quite surprised. I thought it was going to be a little more hack and slash like 15 was, but I can say I can't complain. Although the main issue that I've seen people complain about is the fact that the difference between easy and normal is, well, there's no real good word to put down on it other than it's like going from Dark Souls to Hello Kitty Island Adventures. Let's put it like that. You literally stand there and you let the computer do all the work while you just choose commands at that point, especially, or in the classic mode. The easy mode, you still have such a reduced damage and input, and then damage output has drastically increased, and people said it's kind of like black and white. There was no gray area offered. Because they didn't want the game to be that easy, so.
Well, it could be worse. Like I say, remember how Final Fantasy 13 was? That was basically just on rails, them doing everything for you.
True.
Well, wasn't Terry yesterday complaining that the guiding system, so basically, your maps and stuff like that were, wouldn't tell you anything, you had to figure it all out on your own?
In the Final Fantasy game?
Yeah.
They gave you two different navigation options, which is the compass navigation, and you have the mini map in the top corner. But even then, you can open up the map and see where all your quest objectives are. So I'm not sure what that issue is.
Okay.
As far as like knowing where to go, you still have the map, and it still tells you where your like story mission objectives are.
Oh, I see. It
From what I've
sounded like he was confused as to where he was going and how the missions work, so I was just like, huh, okay.
Well,
Maybe I just didn't understand what he was complaining about, because, again, I haven't played the game yet, so...
It's good stuff if you get a chance. To
Thompson J. Morales says that Predator is coming, and it was pretty okay. Guess he's talking about the demo that they had, the beta.
I did not play it, but I sat in a party chat while I listened to 3 to 4 other guys play it, and I could hear them talk like wildly about it. They're excited. It sounds like a fun game. It plays like Friday the 13th horror game. It's survival. You got one person playing Predator, and you got a whole group of soldiers that have to basically survive. Can do damage to the Predator. I've heard them, like, they go around, they rub mud on their bodies to try to get the thermal sensors to not detect them from the Predator. The Predator's got some features. From what I've heard, playing Predator right now, until they fix the game, sucks. Because the soldiers themselves have a much greater advantage in this game in surviving than the Predator does at picking them off. Picture Dying Light's version of invading another player's game as the mutated zombie. So when you do that, it's basically you versus that one player or whoever else is in their team. And you can still die and respawn in the game until they reach a save point. Well, the way you play that zombie with the hack and slash and you like jump in, jump out is the same way they're talking about how you play with Predator. It's like a hit and run basic tactics game when you play that. So if you play Predator, you hit them, you run, you hit them again, you run, because apparently the soldiers are overpowered, making it very easy for a group to gang up on everyone else.
Here, the rest of your payment, along with a little extra for your exemplary.
Now here's the question. So it's asymmetric multiplayer. So somebody is the Predator every round, or is it the computer? Is that essentially how that's working?
From what I heard, every round. The match won't start until you have a full team. I believe that's the same way they do for the Friday the 13th game. There's no computer as far as I know. I can't remember. But basically you have full team that needs to work together. Everyone's got mics and can communicate. So
Jesse, what's the holdup?
Be right there.
Right. Okay. I mean, that sounds like it'll be fun.
It's fun.
But and I guess my question being, is that going to end up in the more niche market with a more focused fan base, kind of like how, you have your Friday the 13th and you have your Dead by Daylight, and all of that. Not that there's anything wrong with those games. I actually play them from time to time. I play World War Z from time to time, but at the same time, it's not really what I'm, all about at the time.
Sorry,
Keep it tight. Ain't no room for error come tomorrow.
More reason to live it up.
Don't take this the wrong way. But right now,
I have
need to
not
spend
played
time
Dead
with
by
the game.
Daylight, but every
Sorry,
once in a while, the gaming channels ads pop up on my Facebook, and it'll show someone streaming them playing it. And I'll watch them play for a second,
Okay.
and I'm just so
What we talking
confused
about?
by the game because
Nonsense we went
I
on that
have no
all-night
idea
bender
what's
after
going on.
HQ gave us the boot.
I get it's a survival game. I just haven't played it and know what's going
It
on.
was an amicable separation.
What's up with them?
Word is he lives in this town. Just shut up and wait. We'll find him soon enough.
I'm about to get into some stuff. Alright, so, I mean, end of the month, we're actually getting another remake for Legend, Trials of Mana, Seiken Dentetsu, that whole thing.
Clever. Smelling
Legends of Mana, yeah. Oh, that's the demo I played, right?
200.
Oh, bro, that demo was amazing. That was so much fun.
Man. Let's find somewhere quiet.
Okay, so, to be fair
Walk with me.
to people that aren't, traditional older gamers that have played for freaking ever, I feel like these remakes are more like a, you know, we know that you enjoyed this when you were young. We know that this was fun for you, but for people that have not actually played these games, now they get a chance to experience what you got to experience when you were young. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel like that's really cool because these games truly are like iconic. They're iconic games that, you know, they were unforgettable for you. You know what I mean? So, like the Resident Evil remakes and stuff like that, you know, some people, like me, I never played a Resident Evil game until, what was that, 5? And I loved it. I loved it. So now that I get to go back and play the Resident Evil, the story that you all know, you know, I think that is special. I think that's a special thing because, you know, I didn't get to enjoy it the way you guys got to enjoy it, but I got to enjoy it now. And
Depends.
I don't know. I do appreciate the remakes because it gives me that enjoyment that you guys got a while ago, and then you guys get to,
Like I
you
give
know,
a shit.
go back and enjoy it again. So I don't know. I don't have a problem with remakes as long as they're done well.
As long as they offer something new.
Mhm. And then, you know, I'm playing like Persona. I've played every Persona ever.
Good stuff.
And I don't really care. I don't really care how many times you come out with the same game because it's such a good game. I mean, I could sit there and play Persona 20 times and not get tired of it. It didn't matter. I've played all the Personas multiple times, and I'm always in love with that game. So, I mean, some games are just that good. You know, their story is just that good. The way that you can do things a little differently is just that good. I feel that it is pretty cool that we get to share that with the young
Big man with a big gun for an arm, right? Why do you want it?
I mean, I got some people in the younger generation that still go back though and they talk shit about the classics. Like, well, without the classics there, you wouldn't have gotten this current day, like, version of the game. So, I mean, you could just, you know, enjoy it.
So if they weren't
Enjoy what we have right
not
now.
my problem. Lesson 1 for life on the ground floor. Get some rest.
Hey, is Drew here?
I think he might
I
have muted.
believe he's in here, but he's either muted or he's away.
I wanted him to, if he can hear me, I wanted him to go into, the Facebook Live, and see if he can see anything. Cause I see
I'm
people on
looking at
my
it
friends
currently.
list, but I don't see any comments. So I'm like,
Oh, I'm looking at it currently. I've been looking at them. That's the people I've been answering.
yeah, see, that's
Nigel Evans says no remakes have been around since the early 2000s. Well, not them being around isn't really what we're talking about. We're talking about right now. If the remakes were not out, what would there be to play that's new? Would there be anything currently out?
Nothing. Well, nothing.
Welcome home, honey.
Huge.
Took your sweet time.
So a list of games that are supposed to come out this year. I'll name off every game
You gonna
that's.
let me in so we can talk in private?
What are we considering a remake? Just a game that's already originally come out and they've taken the game and they've updated it, or are we talking about
Guess I'll get
even
right to the point
sequels or ones like Persona 5? Like,
So let's just
Wicked.
make it simple. Remake, remaster, re-release. Anything that fits into that category. If those were not currently out, would there be anything left to
then.
play?
Not.
Not
okay,
like
so
I
we
said.
got Cyberpunk 2077.
A proposition.
What about Doom Eternal?
Yes.
don't know
Now
that-
there we go. There's a new one. There we go.
Yeah.
It's a
We got
personal
Doom
matter.
Eternal.
Something I
Mhm.
need
We
to sort
got
out tonight.
Watch Dogs Legion is on here. The Marvel's Avengers.
You and me together.
Dying Light 2 is
I
coming
want
out
you to
this
come with
year.
me to the
You got
Sector
Well,
the
have
Outer
they
Worlds
given
that already
Dying
came
Light
out.
2 a
Give me the
date? Because I
details on
remember
the
them
way.
saying that it was basically on indefinite hiatus, so I don't
Yes,
know.
it still is, but that's still a game
I
that could
do,
possibly
but
come out this year.
If I
So,
don't deal with
Okay.
this now, it's only gonna
you
get
got the
harder.
Outer Worlds that's already been released. It's got good reviews.
Anyway,
But that
I
was
can
last year,
count
wasn't
on
it?
you, can't I?
Was it last year?
Yeah, Outer Worlds was last year.
A down payment.
I don't see the date on here for it. You have Psychonauts 2,
Okay.
Rainbow Six Quarantine. You got a lot of Rainbow Six fans out
Doubt
there,
we'll be
you
back
know.
before
They
morning,
love their
in case you were planning on traveling light.
their
Make sure you've got everything you need
raiding
before we leave.
games. I call them raid games because you're basically raiding a house, and that's all I watch is those videos.
Mm-hmm.
This one I hate saying because I can't stand how stagnant the series is, but Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
Let's see. Animal Crossing's New Horizons was released.
Right.
That is a very popular one. You've got Ghost Tsushima coming out. The Last of Us Part 2. The Last of Us Part 2, a lot of people, I'm sure, would
But that's
be loving.
also on indefinite hiatus. Yeah, that's on indefinite hiatus. And that really bothers me, speaking of The Last of Us Part 2, because that game was supposed to come out next month, right? And now they're saying that because of, you know, everything that's going on with quarantines and whatnot, that somehow the game is not ready. So was it even ready to go gold? Was it ready to be pressed? Or were they just going to, like, do crunch until they had it, like, or, you know, or were we going to get another delay? It just wasn't going to be that bad. You know what I mean? Had everything been normal. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Who knows? Like, we never know the exact answer why they delay these things because they keep it all hush hush so people they don't do things like lose more stocks for their company or people don't buy their product or, you know, you hear about some internal revenue issues. They don't want people to hear that stuff, so they just tell you indefinitely, so it could be anything.
Yeah.
Don't know until
I was gonna say I've been texting y'all in that group chat on Facebook, but I guess the notification ain't coming to y'all's phone since you first started the party. And
I have received nothing.
No, not you. It's one with Sadie and Jacob in it because I was telling them about stuff. And yeah, I haven't seen any. I see that you have like 20-some people in your chat. I just don't see any of the questions you be reading, Jacob, on Facebook.
Yep, I think one of them is in one of the groups I'm in, and then the other ones are just kind of filtering down. That makes another delay, sense. It just wasn't going to be that bad. Oh, you know my goodness. I hate when I check my chat and it just automatically puts me in the video. But yeah, I mean, like I say, it's an interesting proposition, but I'm feeling like because I think like there's another thing that that's kind of contributing to the whole thing is the idea that the new consoles may or may not be coming out.
Yeah, I don't think it was ready. I don't think The Last of Us was ready, even if his stuff wouldn't have happened. And I think they were waiting for PlayStation 5. That's all. That's what I see them doing. They just waiting for that to drop. Then all of a sudden, mysteriously, it's gonna come out for the 4 and the 5.
Yeah, but everybody was kind of expecting that too. You think that the 5 version just wasn't ready, and so if just in case it does end up coming out this year, they wanted to have a dual release.
Yeah, I think it's ready. I think they just want to hold it off and come out with the 5 because I mean they can. Let's say they came out with it when it was supposed to last year for the 4. Obviously, they would have got sales again for the 5, but why not get new sales at the same time for the 4 and the 5? They come out at the same time on both of them. That's what I think they're gonna do. Because they thinking about people not. So let's say you bought it on the 4. Are you also gonna get it on the 5 too when they come out?
Well, you wouldn't have to technically because they saying that PlayStation 4 games are supposed to be backwards compatible.
I won't believe it till I see it.
I know,
I
right?
don't believe in none of them saying they. Everybody just lying. I don't know what the hell going on.
Yeah, you might be right.
Welcome. I'm always getting in new
That's
stuff.
technically a good point because
You won't be disappointed.
remember PlayStation 3 was backwards compatible for a long time until it wasn't anymore. Never forget.
I mean, they say they have a ton ready to go for that day. When the PlayStation gets released, that's what they're saying. They have a ton of backwards compatibility games ready to go. Here's my issue with the whole backwards compatibility every time systems come out. It's the fact that no matter what system comes out, they always remake you buy something, even if you have a digital code to it, for the next system. I feel that a lot of these games are shared to your account, your account only. If I buy something in the PlayStation Store from the PS4, something like, let's say, Monster Hunter, and it's backwards compatible for the PlayStation 5, if I got that digitally, they should offer some way for me to make that backwards compatible without purchasing it on the PlayStation 5 again. Because that's the issue with a lot of these. That's how they get the money from you. And I think it's highway robbery.
I don't think that PlayStation...
what happens when your PlayStation 4 goes out and you can't play that game anymore?
Yeah. I don't think PlayStation Now will be as big of a factor as far as the backwards compatibility thing goes on PlayStation 5 just because Microsoft is all in on full free backwards compatibility. I don't think they want to have that conversation going into a new generation.
Awesome. Meet me at the station after.
I mean, we'll have to see. We'll definitely have to see. I mean, that kind of brings it, really home to, to what we've been talking about.
Just another job.
What are they going to do if, let's say that they have to delay the console, the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 until March, as opposed to this holiday season? Because, I mean, that's happened before. I mean, it's not unheard of that, that we have a console release in the spring as opposed to the Christmas months. And, with everything going on, a lot of people don't have the money to really spend,
They're gonna just find some reason why they have to hold off till it is that time again.
Tough break.
That's all it is.
Change the times.
And they'll probably use it as we want you customers to be able to enjoy it. So, like I be seeing the car commercials now that they selling cars, but they still want to sell cars, but they don't want to seem like a dickhead and be like, "Come buy our car." So they'll be like, "We feel bad for the time you're going through. So when you come here, you get such." I'm like, you do not care. You just try to get people coming here and buy a new car. Like I just be laughing at that stuff, man. So I can see PlayStation more than anybody else.
Right.
Like you see the what is it, Disney Plus? Like they putting the movies out that supposedly came out, and it feels like they fast tracked them to the Disney Plus and stuff like that. Like that's cool or whatever. But some people like, no, they just gonna hold off their movies. Be like, no, you get them when the stuff over.
Deron Phillip just commented, and he says they need to go back to original ideas like Scalebound, which got canceled. Y'all remember Scalebound? Remember Scalebound was supposed to be the Xbox. That was supposed to be the PS4 killer right there. That was gonna be their game, and then
They
man,
screwed Xbox over really good.
if I'm not mistaken, Xbox owns the Scalebound IP. So why didn't they just make another studio? Just go from the ground up. Even if they ended up wasting, time and money, having to go back and start from scratch, it still would have been better than just producing nothing. Because I mean, that game was on at the E3 that it premiered. It was pretty much fully playable.
Because of all the Mako. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was wishful
that
thinking.
it looked dope though. Like I really wanted to play that. No lie.
I used a more powerful.
Yeah, I might have even considered buying the Xbox. Well, that was before they did the whole, everything on PC. What is that called? What is that program that they have called?
So what?
Play Anywhere, I think,
Using a weaker
or something like that.
blasting agent this time. But since I can't get in touch
But
with
you know,
Fire,
don't.
our only option is to loot
I can't remember what it's called, but I know that all of, for the most part, all the exclusives come day and date on
With your
PC
help, we won't
through the
need that.
Microsoft Store. So, but had it come out in the time period it was supposed to, I probably would have bought an Xbox for that,
ID scan, ready?
just because that looked like my kind of game.
So far, so good.
All right, here comes the
Um,
hard part.
That is...
The fake IDs may have
no, I can't stand having too many conflicts like
They'll
that.
come for us.
Yeah, what he said.
There's no way. I gotta stick to one, and then you got the one-off, which is a Nintendo Switch, because it's unique in itself compared to having a PC, an Xbox, and a PlayStation. Like, I don't see the point
Nintendo
in
more
owning all
family.
four. I feel like, I mean, I have 3 out of the 4, but I mean, a PC, a home PC is good to have, but you can game on it too. That's a bonus. So. Not everyone likes gaming on their PC, they prefer a console, so but luckily mine can do both.
Bro, I'm getting really upset and I can't see any of the comments. It's upsetting the crap out of me. Sorry, Jake.
Yeah, I can't see anything on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook.
It's just not showing.
As long as he can see him, I guess. Maybe you have to get
Yeah,
his
but he's the one playing, so.
his phone. But maybe what is he
I'm
seeing
gonna
him
go
on?
get
His
it.
phone or something? Yeah, you probably.
Yeah, I'm
gotta
gonna go
take
get it. I'll be back.
Straight to lethal force?
What, so you just pull over if they ask nicely?
Look like you're playing futuristic road or ass right now.
That work?
Don't go holding back now.
That's a game they need to come out with again, a road rash.
I'd be very surprised by that. If we saw another Road Rash.
Something you've done to melt
It'd be like a Sega revival.
I won't forget that. Wait, is it just me or did they slow down?
I wouldn't mind playing a Jet Set Radio again.
What do we do?
That work? I can see that.
Of course not.
I always wanted one of those games, like, cause we had Tony Hawk, and we had Jet Set Radio, and we had that BMX, whatever that BMX ride, famous BMX rider was back in the day.
Oh, God, I can't remember that dude's name, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
I always wanted a game where you could have either you pick your characters and everybody on the map, and you can have a skateboard, some skates, or a bicycle, and all just be running around doing stuff that way.
Man, I haven't played Tony Hawk games since PlayStation 1. I think that was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
Yeah, I think 2 is my favorite one of all time.
The soundtracks for those games is what made them fun to play.
Feeling good back here. Not much of a challenge, huh?
This motorcycle part is really actually fun.
Really are good.
Takes a while to figure it out. Kind of knowing you can't like just speed up however you want. It looks like you're speeding up, but you're not going that fast.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like is like you're not really going super fast.
Heads up, drones.
No.
I like if he's driving and swinging the sword. Shouldn't she be swinging the sword while he's driving?
I mean, you can't pick that sword up, Drew.
Well, not his sword. I'm sure she got her own weapon, don't she?
She got her gun.
even better than Afloat. He was street speed, ready to go.
He's the man. And takes care of that.
Oh Lord.
Takes care of that and takes care of that.
Yeah. Hey.
Not much of a challenge, huh?
Right. Get him, Cloud.
If I could like continually play this mini game, I would be really happy about it.
I'm disappointed you said that. You need to be venturing further into that game.
I know, you trying to play ride on a motorcycle.
Wow. I'm
Look,
disappointed.
man.
Don't
See,
look, man.
that's
Me,
why
you
need
know
a
what you
road
said.
rash in
Now we
your
have
life.
to live with it.
You need a road rash in your life, and then there you go. You can go play that whenever you want to ride on a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
But would it be Cloud on the motorcycle? See, that's the.
You can create a character that look just like him.
It would just be a pale imitation of Cloud.
Yeah.
I mean, do we all forget his hair defies all gravity?
That's right. So much product in that hair.
Doesn't most anime though?
Yes. And if your hair defies gravity, you might be a protagonist or a side character.
I think they just put a bunch of
I almost
gel
messed
there.
up and killed my people.
You can do it?
I don't think so, but it looked like it for a second.
Keep going till we hit the station.
So when you was talking about games being remake stuff, I was looking at the game list and I seen what's coming out. Well, what's supposed to be coming out in May.
Yeah.
I think it's May, and I was laughing so hard. It was some Fast and Furious game.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Is it gonna be starring Vin Diesel as himself?
But
Hey,
I guess,
it's an
yeah, it's
original
all
idea.
of them. So look, so I haven't seen, but I haven't heard anything on it. I just seen it in the 2020 game supposed to be released. I'm guessing it's gonna get pushed back like anything else. Cause, like I say, I think it said May for a release date. I can't remember. I think it was May though, and we ain't heard nothing yet. So there's no way.
It's gonna be like Fast and the Furious family meeting.
Family!
With the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake and the sales do well, that this means they will
If you
work
bring your
on
kids in there,
the
do you
other
get a
games.
family discount?
No, and they work on the other games as well, because as much as I love going back and playing Final Fantasy 8, 9, for instances, I would like to see remakes of 6, 8, and 9 in the future, because
Well, I mean,
those games are great, but if they can pull this off, they can do the same to those games, giving us better quality for today's standards.
yeah, but here's the thing, right? We gotta understand who we're talking about. How long did this take to come out?
At least 27 years. 27.
Your whole lifetime? By the time
I
they
mean,
make
the
another
question-
one, you're gonna be dead.
I mean, by the
You're not gonna live that long.
the question we should be asking is, when did they? How long has this been in the works in their company, like just talking about it, compared to when they actually executed the plan? And why did they wait till now to do it? Is it because they figured with the technology we have that you can finally meet the standards they want for a remake, or did they need a cash cow and they just now decided to work on it, knowing their fan base was going to buy the game no matter what, even if it was going to be sold in 3 different parts? Let's answer that. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, and that's
The point
thing,
is, it works, and I'm super excited about it because that means the possibility of other games in the future getting remade, just the same for Square Enix. I mean, we're not even just talking Final Fantasy VII. We're talking about their other works. I mean,
Yeah, the
you
ones
got-
that they-
I
their
think
original
wasn't
ones they need to
Arcalad a Square Enix, and you've got Legend Dragoon, and I think what's that one? I didn't play it, but
Xenogears?
no. It's a different one. It's kind of grid based. I can't remember what it's called. Had a weird looking humanoid creature on the front cover.
Parasite Eve.
No, it's something similar to that though. I can't remember the name. Was it? I don't think it was. Did I already say it was Arcalad? I want to say Arcalad had it.
Not Lunar.
That was Namco. That was Namco. Sorry, no, what's... I'm getting pictures with names in my head mixed up. Let's see.
Letitia Love Walker says these remakes have been a long time coming. Excessive sequels are what's keeping Gamer alive right now. I would love to see more new concepts and sequels from the big companies, but clearly they're always going to choose to develop a game with an established market over taking the risk of introducing a new story.
Right.
It's like movies. That's why I was about to make the joke when Darth was saying it was good. I was like, you ain't gonna be saying that when they making Fallout 76 remake in 5 years or something. He's like, oh man, this is great. They finally did it the way I wanted it. They're like on PlayStation 5 or whatever's out there.
15.
Yeah, this is No Man's Sky or whatever that game called. They're gonna have to remake it. Like everything that was bad, they just because it got a name on it. It's supposed to be just like movies.
I mean, like I said, as long as they're good. But I would like new, I mean, can't have an iconic game if you don't make one, right? So.
Well, like I said, they're gonna move into it just because Resident Evil doing good and you know this is gonna do good. They're gonna be like, oh, that's what they want. And so they're gonna give us, we're gonna be playing a bunch of games we didn't played on, that we didn't played before, which I wouldn't mind some games from like PlayStation 1. But they wouldn't have to do it. They could just remaster them. Like when they doing that, I'm okay with it having the shitty graphics we used to have and stuff. And it's just, you know, it's just they go in there and buff it up a little bit. But this is a complete remake, and if they start doing it, it's gonna be bad.
Robert says certain companies, perhaps cough, Capcom, Square Enix. Yeah.
So let's talk about this Final Fantasy VII remake. Although I'm enjoying it, how long y'all think, like realistically, not wishful thinking, before this entire series is out, or even before we get the next episode?
Another 2 years, at least.
Wow, you did.
That's fair.
Look, I was thinking it was gonna be way sooner because
it's Square Enix. They don't do anything soon.
I was like, it'd be good if they came out with these shits like every 3 months. Cause who else was on there, Terry? I was like, it'd be nice if they did it. And you was like, man, there's no way. You was like, I can see a year or something more. I was like, that's too far. I was like, I wouldn't dare pay for no game. I gotta wait a whole year to get the next part to it.
You failed the test.
But it's so fire.
It's gonna be tough for people. I can see a lot of people replaying it from the beginning every time until that thing comes out too.
I can't see that, not for no year or two. I can see this getting a few months because if people play it like, what they say, you beat it on normal, then you get like the hard and all that stuff. I can see some people who really like it doing it till they get up to the highest difficulty, and then after that they done. They gotta wait for a year or two to play the next installment. Because they'll jump back on it like before the other one come out just to get back into it.
I mean, honestly, with them trying to do this Avengers project and them doing this Final Fantasy remake series, like if they were like Capcom and more versatile with like how they're able to pump out these remakes, like I would actually be like really excited about this. And maybe like, I know this is an unpopular opinion, but a Final Fantasy VIII remake, because I love Final Fantasy VIII. I don't care what nobody says. It was one of my favorites.
Now let's roll.
Final Fantasy VIII was pretty decent. I mean, you could easily break the game during the first disc as well. That was the fun part. I was a fan of the card game, the Triple Triad, because it made leveling and becoming overpowered very easy. You're willing to sit there and figure out how the cards worked in the beginning. Even if you didn't follow the guide that teaches you how to get all the cards in the game and pretty much just go God mode without cheats, you could still be above average, stronger in the first disc, and still break it without following the guide. As long as you knew how to play, that game made everything easy. You could break down cards for spells, especially the character cards, because those are the ones that give you everything you need for the high-end spells and the higher stats when you're junctioning your GFs.
Right.
It was great.
Yeah, the game was amazing.
Here we are.
I don't know, man. Like, other things about Final Fantasy VII that, like, without spoiling anything, when I remember playing this as a kid, and I never really looked at Avalanche like it was a legit terrorist organization. But like this
because it seemed like a joke, right? Because Final Fantasy had that humor.
Yeah, this one, like, I'm like, yo, Barrett and the squad is like legit terrorists, bro. Like, for real.
Yeah, no, they're out here blowing shit up. People are dying. They're like, deaths are gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm like, bro, like,
they're like, you know, it's part of the mission. I'm like, what?
Sweet little girl Jessie, who's like going around being a terrorist, blowing shit up, killing people, and I'm just like, Jessie, you sweet little girl, what are you doing here?
Sweet little girl.
And then you got the one guy out of all of them that actually fits the category of this terrorist group more than the rest of them.
Yeah.
And that's Biggs.
Yeah, definitely.
And she loves
I mean, Biggs, he looks like, what's the dude from the one movie with the red bandana on his head? The detective, what's he called? It was some extreme, oh my gosh, something brighter, I can't remember. He looks and acts just like he would. This dude he's coming in on a case, he's down in a hot dog and a soda, and he barrels through the side of a building with his, I don't know, Trans Am Revenant, pops out. It's like, I'm gonna solve this murder in 30
Knight Rider?
Well, I need you to rob my
No, it was a different one. I think it might have been a comic series. It was supposed to make fun of the cliche 80s detective scenes when the rough bad boy who doesn't follow rules comes in. This is what this dude legit looks like. But what do you think about the combat system? Have you gotten used to switching between the modes and fighting different characters and their...
It doesn't bother me at all, to be honest with you. I kind of just... I played it in the demo, and it was fine in the demo. I played it in the game. It literally didn't make a difference to me. Like, I've heard people complain about it, but it just... I don't know. Like, it really did not make a huge amount of difference to me as to how the game played, because it was fluid for me. I know a lot of people feel like it's like a stutter type of gameplay, but I just kind of just played it, so I don't know. I actually like it. I don't know, like I said, it might be another unpopular opinion, but oh well. What do you think about it?
I mean, this game is not, just like Final Fantasy 15, they're saying this game was not meant for just fans only. They were trying to give us an experience for people who are fans and people who are like, I never got to play that game, but I also didn't want to play it because of the graphics. So this is giving people that chance, especially with the hack and slash feature, because some people want that.
That's where you'll find it.
Which is fine, and they even gave us classic mode, but the problem with that is it makes the game too easy to play on that for those who just wanted the original turn-based option.
They should have put that.
So, and unfortunately, they're gonna have to patch in a mode that does that.
If they would have did the turn base, I would have definitely got it, because that's all I wanted. I was just like, yo, I'll play that updated graphics with the turn base. But that, the way it is now, it don't interest me at all. I played none of the Final Fantasy where you run around pressing buttons to
I
fight.
need you to grab his Shinra ID card. And yeah, I
Hmm.
know I should do it myself, but
It's once you start like getting into it, Drew, like it's really fun.
just
But
give
if
us
you're
a
really
minute.
into really strategizing like point by point and being able to kind of take your time and really like map out your fights, then yeah, you might not. It might not be the thing for you. Because I know you've been really into grid-based combat
What's
and like
this?
turn-based strategy lately. So I don't know, like Banner Saga and whatnot.
Sorry for not getting in touch
Banner
sooner,
Saga is tough.
I'm working at the Gold Saucer as an actress now. It wasn't easy.
But yeah,
and I had
that's a
lot of
fun
help from
game.
people along the way.
So who's played
But I
Resident Evil
managed
3
to land a
remake?
starring role. And closed our 2 tickets to Afloat.
I have not.
Looking forward to
And for
seeing you both
clarification,
there.
I'm talking to you two, chat.
See Raspberry as princess.
I have played it and beat it, and I like it. Do I like it as much as I liked Resident Evil 2 remake? Hell no. But is it good? Is it fun? Was it entertaining? Definitely.
This isn't it.
I didn't play it. Like I said, I had already heard from a bunch of people they didn't like Resident Evil 3 a whole lot because it was way shorter. They cut the game down to pieces, and I guess they did some new stuff on there. I don't know because I didn't play it, but just some people I know I heard about it. They were just like, they don't like. They was like, they might as well made it a DLC for
Need that ID card.
part 2 or something. The way that they left it, so they had it so short and everything like that.
I mean,
My dad, he was a maintenance supervisor.
the
at
thing
garage.
is, like I say, there are things that I don't like, but for the money and for just the experience, it was really fun.
Thanks.
Now, I haven't really gotten to the multiplayer like that yet. That's my next thing I'm going to do, but as far as just playing the game, it was fun. I feel like a lot of people are complaining about some interesting things. Like, a lot of people complaining about how Jill doesn't have her skirt anymore or whatever. I'm like, so?
Stupid.
Yeah, it's like, why would I care about that?
Oh man.
I mean, it's hard to run in a zombie apocalypse.
I mean,
She can wear a skirt. It's just this.
it just don't matter. Yeah.
About. Yeah, it don't.
I mean, but then again, I can't really talk because I swore like Tifa is best girl for me always. And if they would have changed her character model in any real significant way, like I don't mind if they changed her clothes, but if they would have changed her character model, I would have been really pissed because like that's part of the character in the idea that Aerith is supposed to be very plain looking, and then Tifa is supposed to be like just
Mission
voluptuous. You know what I'm saying?
When are you going to give up on the gold saucer?
So if both of them would have been,
I mean, Tifa's personality was definitely not what I was expecting. I was like, I like the Unbridged series on YouTube for Final Fantasy VII because it was hilarious, and they made Tifa seem kind of a dick to Cloud in that one, the way she treats him. But she definitely just seems too nice in this one, and it's making it hard because the way Jesse's character comes off on Cloud, I feel like this is very harem.
I was thinking
this
that, but I
got
didn't
harem
want to
written
say
all
it.
over
I didn't want to say it, dude, but I was thinking the same thing you just did.
Yeah, this just makes it feel like that to me. So.
I don't like how proper they sit in them chairs at the table.
Like Cloud about to get like laid left and right.
Since I can't get in touch with my supplier,
He reminds me of like a classic, like in this game, he reminds me of a classic anime protagonist. You know, like he's all these girls is trying to give him the action, and he ain't
not interested.
Right? It's like, bro, what is you doing?
Now comes the hard part.
I need you to be more B-stars and less Full Metal Alchemist right now.
All right.
Chill.
Let's get to it.
Chill. Hold
I
on.
know what to steal from where.
You know what I'm talking about.
Hold the hell on here.
We came all this way just to eat pizza?
He didn't get any in B stars either.
I mean, he did and he didn't.
Helping Cloud. Just do the thing where you draw everyone's attention away, like you did at my parents.
You didn't.
What's the word again? Maybe I'm more nervous than I thought.
And he wasn't afraid of it,
Nice
unlike
military
most
man.
anime protagonists. Long live
Does
legacy.
this mean we're gonna ask some Shinra folks out to dinner?
You're an idiot.
Damn well what you mean. While you're inside, we make
Poor
sure the
wolf.
guards are focused on the
So
outside.
confused.
Yeah?
Exactly. Couldn't have put it any better. When you see a flare go up, that's your cue. Rush the front gates and make for
I'm
the
just
warehouse
curious
plaza.
what's the chat
The
talking
more
about
time
as far
you
as
waste, the
Resident
more
Evil
time you
3.
buy me.
Huh. You're gonna run this guy into the ground, aren't you?
How much time do you
Who?
think you'll need?
Oh, the chat.
You should be reading the
I'll
chat.
be in and
Well,
out.
here's
Oh
the
my
I'll
lord.
send up another
Hold
flare
on.
when I'm done. We
listen.
rendezvous in the vacant lot up ahead.
Hold on. How are we
Um,
supposed to get back to the slums?
so I posted the question on the comments because I don't
wanna do that
know.
before that. Don't worry.
I don't know if they
I have
can
something
hear us.
worked out.
Yeah, they can hear us.
Let's get this done.
Well, that
They're
diversion's
still
not gonna
the
create
comments are
itself.
still talking about how
Jess's dad was in
it's
there.
not keeping gaming alive and remakes.
Mako poisoning.
So
Happened while Jesse
so
was
far
doing a
they're
show
like
with the
indie
Gold
games are
Saucer.
keeping gaming alive when mainstream
What do you
fails.
No.
I see the indie
wanna hear
devs with a
Jesse
superhero cape
always wanted to be
coming,
an
and then
Worked
I
her
mean,
ass
but what
off
them
for
sales
years,
looking like though?
until finally she caught a break.
I mean, I love indie games just as much as the next person, but
Yeah,
you
but
know,
that's for the originality, because that's what we was talking about, though. Remember
yeah.
the originality and the remake, so,
Mhm.
I mean, that's where you are going to get your original stuff from right there, is the
Mako
indies.
storage. Lay their
Like,
Yeah,
it's
heads
or
actual
if
people
the
coming there that really enjoy it, and they putting all the, sometimes it'd be like 2 people making a game by themselves
That's what got her
just to get it out there.
you see a lot of that on Steam lately.
far we've come.
I'm just wondering, like in the grand scheme of things,
Dad's spirit is
with
stuck.
these, you know, when it comes to indie devs and what they've been
So
doing
if we
lately,
shut down the reactors,
what's
feel
going to be
bad
the
'cause they-
next one that's just going to catch fire?
I feel bad because they come out with these indie games with the trailers, like they don't ever have no promotion stuff. Because like I said, I just found out about that. I mean, I don't know how big River City Girls is supposed to be, but I seen it and I was like, that's what I've been looking for forever, for a long time. A beat 'em up,
Yeah.
and there it was. I'm like, I'm a bunch of months late because I think it came out in like December or some November, December. And I just now found about it like this month.
Tell Jesse about this little chat, okay?
Right,
So, like,
right.
they just don't ever have no promotion power behind them, which sucks, because they be having a lot of stuff that people probably interested in. They the ones who still got the old school turn-based, because I've been feeling turn-based and beat 'em up for a long while now, and the only ones I play is just ones I knew about from back in the day. I want to play some new ones.
We rendezvous here
Nah,
when
that's
we
real.
got what we came for.
Gotta stay hidden.
Think
Wait for
So quiet.
last beat 'em up I
Just
played
get
was
past
with
this
Ares,
gate.
and it
Wait.
was a game
Where are
called
the
Foul
guards?
Play. Wasn't bad. Unfortunately, we weren't able to finish it together because their online servers for people play multiplayer, it was not good for console. In fact, a lot of people complained. Trophy hunters complained
Looks like
because
somebody beat us
one
here.
of the trophies required you to play the multiplayer feature, and
Better not get in
couldn't
the
do it
way of our
anymore.
plans.
So some people didn't get
It worked.
their platinum trophy because that was the only trophy they needed.
Mm.
And the company refused to go out on a limb and let everyone know what was going on with their servers. They just said, "We will let you know," and that was it.
Houses are further in. Jesse's supposed
Such a
to be
shame.
circling around from the back, right?
I don't know, man. Like one indie game I played recently, which I was in love with, was Ruiner. It's like a cyberpunk
Scout it out first.
action
Handle this solo.
RPG game.
What? You're
I
trying
think
to keep
I've
us out
share
of
played
now?
it before with you guys. If I haven't, I've broadcast it, but I might do it again.
Don't expect me to save you.
If you're like really waiting for Cyberpunk, 2077,
Give the word when you're
you
good
know,
to go.
it's
You
time.
can use that vending machine over there to stock up.
Damn.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Guess there's a
What is
train set,
Cyberpunk
too.
supposed to even be about? It's supposed to be like Grand Theft Auto, but way more interactive or something? Like, you can do way more stuff or something? I ain't never even looked into it. I always see the, see stuff for it. I don't know. It just looked like it didn't interest me, but I need to go look into it maybe.
Mm. Lightning material, fire material.
As far as video games go, though, I mean, remakes or not, these games while under quarantine, I feel like anyone's gonna play no matter what. So
Well, they're definitely saving people's life out here.
from killing each other, I mean, amen.
Definitely. Let's see here. I'm about to fight another boss in this thing. Alright, so what's the next game y'all plan to actually buy? And that's my other question. Like, as much as I love, like, because I always have these opinions too, but when it comes to actually putting that bread down, like, what is the next thing you're actually gonna, actually gonna buy?
I'm going to Streets of Rage 4. That's the only thing I can think of. I wanted Last of Us, but like you say, that ain't coming out till I'm fucking in a nursing home, I guess.
It ain't gonna be that bad, bro.
Okay, let's go over the plan.
You play the game with your mind. That'll be good. I won't know nothing else. Just be playing the game with my brain.
You start things off by cutting loose where everyone can.
You remember that old PlayStation commercial from back in the day? It was like PlayStation 8 or something, and there's like this dude like inhaled this little sensor into his nose, and then like he was playing the game with his mind. If y'all don't remember this commercial, it came out like early 2000s, and it was super dope, bro.
That's some Black Mirror shit ready to happen.
Hey,
I'm probably gonna share it. No, Lord, I'm gonna share it on the Facebook page for anybody that's interested. It was a really dope commercial. Oh, by the way, if you're playing Final Fantasy VII and you want a different experience playing it, shut off the music to the game. And if you have Spotify, use the Spotify Connect on your PlayStation.
I'm not going just to look for work.
And how do I explain this? Play the album from an artist named Mega Ran. It's called Black Materia. Play the first 4 tracks on repeat while you're playing this. And I'm telling you, your entire experience will change as far as how you're playing the game. If you ever get a chance to try it. You'll thank me later.
I'll try.
It was definitely interesting.
Just promise me one thing. When we're older and you're a
This
famous
is like
soldier,
the background. Oh,
if
and
I'm ever
you gotta
trapped
tell them that they
in
can
trouble,
shut off their
The background music.
noise.
Yeah, you can shut off the. You can shut off the game music and then play this in the background in lieu of it.
please? Just once. Come on, promise me.
So what game are you looking to get next, Jacob? You didn't say.
I'm gonna get Trials of Mana. It comes out at the end of the month. It's,
Another remake. Shocker.
Oh, I mean, what? You knew what this episode was about.
Wow, shocker. I'm so shocked.
You knew what it was. Like I say, I'm not against remakes. I love remakes. I just find it interesting that that's what's coming out in succession.
What about you, Dar?
Second thoughts.
I mean, probably Cyberpunk 2077 ever comes out, but
September, brother.
Other than that, I don't really see a lot that I'm like just craving. I'm not even really craving that one. It's just interesting right now, so we'll see.
Right.
What's old Sadi getting? Was you looking forward to Sadi?
He already said the Tales of Mana. I played the demo and I was just like, oh my god.
Right.
Yeah.
But nothing else ain't interesting you that's not that.
I have to look into it. Right now I have Persona. I got Elder Scrolls. I have plenty of games to hold me over for now. And then I have a backlog. I know, but I've never played it before. That was my first time. I've avoided it since what was that called? Was it Elder Scrolls?
Was it Skyrim?
Skyrim.
It was yeah. So like I tried to play Skyrim for a little while. And I don't know what it was, but it turned me off.
It was broken on the PlayStation at the time.
Okay.
Bro,
I was like, I couldn't.
you play on
deal
PlayStation,
with
you
it.
suffered like all of us did.
I didn't suffer. I just quit. I was just like, I'm not doing it.
Until you played it on the PS4 or PC, it was like not that great.
Right, and that's like, that was my issue. Like I couldn't. I just couldn't. So, yeah. I just kinda gave up on it until now.
Yeah, Elder
A friend of
Scrolls has
mine
got.
was playing it, so.
Yeah, when Elder Scrolls first came out, it had like one of the biggest maps I've ever seen in my life, and then you got all them 3 different areas to go through, all the side missions, the stories, and then they just keep coming out with DLC like ever since that game ever came out. So it's just like constant stuff, like, and you know it's big and it will just keep happening because they got like a subscription you can get to it, like you can pay for it to it where you get everything. Yeah. So like I say, like stuff just keep coming out for it.
What game is this?
The Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh,
It's actually really fun.
I played it. I played the beta for when it was first getting released, and I decided not to get into it after I bought the game. Anyways, it was the MMOs just feel like a job.
I agree, but if they're fun to play, it becomes.
If it starts becoming a job, I stop playing it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I drop it like a bad habit.
And it'll be
Yeah.
fun to, I think, have like 12 people to a group. So imagine you and all your friends, 12 in a group, just running around destroying all the missions and stuff. Like y'all just on there laughing and talking trash and killing stuff.
Oh, you gotta be shit.
No, that's real.
I can't play those MMOs unless it feels like a job. Like, I love the end game raid content. If I can't play the raid content, it's not gonna be that much fun for me. Because the grind stuff, that just feels like any other game that requires you to level up by grinding and stuff like that. So.
Have this.
I want to see this game when you get like the, what is it, like a tiger, not a tiger, what is it, a lion, a saber-tooth tiger or something that get on your team at some point? I forget, some kind of animal, 4-legged animal to get on your team in this game, and then, you know what I'm talking about, Jacob?
Saber-tooth tiger. Is it third person or first person?
No, I'm saying in this game, Final Fantasy, I said I was waiting.
Oh, Red 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Final Fantasy
I didn't
7.
know if it was online or what the hell it was.
Brace yourself.
I said one of these named Victor or something.
It was
dude-
Oblivion. That's the game that I played, and it was just not for me.
Oh,
It took me a second. I'm like, wait, what was it again?
I see you.
Got him.
I wonder if Justin gets this, because I think Justin used to play Final Fantasy 7 all the time.
Putting in the work.
And if they do Legend of Dragoon remake, bruh, I don't know what I'd do. I'd lose my mind. I love that game so much.
Don't worry, I've got this.
It'd be a new warrior type game. It'll be hot.
It wasn't us. It was the Warriors.
Warriors.
No escape.
My boy from like summer.
In good.
You doing just fishing right now, or you just stuck at cloud right now?
No, it's just Cloud right now. We're infiltrating another Mako reactor, so that whole thing.
FYI, the hedgehog pies in this game are
Hell
brutal.
of a show, man. If only the ladies loved you that much.
I'm glad someone's enjoying themselves.
Are they?
Oh, no doubt.
I don't know how these Twitch streamers do it, man. Like, not like mitigating their bathroom breaks.
They just stop, tell everybody hold up, be right back, and they go do it. They'll set up a question or something sometimes. People will be talking while they're gone.
Look what
Or they'll...
Let's give these jerks a taste of their own medicine.
Or they got a shit bucket.
That's when you put it on the easy mode, let it fight for you, and you just walk off and go pee. That's the one good thing about the easy mode on here.
Got him.
So, now we've talked about our games. About this, been going around.
About what now?
About this flu that's been going around.
What about it?
I don't know. I wonder to myself what people do to keep themselves entertained when they're not really like, I don't know, quote unquote nerds. Like, what do you do? There's only so much you can clean.
Maybe those are the people that keep coming up like on social media talking about they're bored or whatever.
Maybe the people that's out there outside anyway. Ain't nobody telling me what I can get and can't do. That's what they doing.
Because I just don't understand how you can be bored with all of this stuff that you can do. I finally have enough time to play some of the things that I literally just have not been able to mess with.
No, I know what people doing for real. They just stay on the phone, TV, the Netflix stuff. That's where they watching all this stuff now. Your Hulu's, all that crap. The internet and making babies. Oh, a lot of fighting too. Yeah, a lot of fighting.
Well, what if you don't have a boyfriend, like, or a girlfriend?
You just sit up there and watch stuff. That's it.
But TV can get really tiring, believe it or not.
No, it can, but that's what I'm saying. They probably, I mean, you got the phone, or they have a PC or a laptop or something. They got stuff that they can go, I don't know.
So, I have a teenager, right, that has all of these things. And she's the main one complaining about how bored she is.
Because they need
you want to be out there running out there for free. Yeah,
who are these people?
Be out there with friends. Oh, I don't know who her friends are. We ain't got no friends, and you would know her, but
she do. That's the thing. Like, she does have friends. It's just.
Oh, well, that's why then. They want to be out there running
her.
around. They want to run around with their friends.
And I'm just saying, this is a teenager. So, I mean, I've heard adults do this, so I'm just like, what?
Well, adults doing it is being ridiculous. Like I said, I don't understand a teenager because just imagine when you were a teenager. I used to be, like, I could talk to my friends on the phone, but it was even better just to be there. Even if we weren't doing nothing, just sitting in the house, like, but you were just around them, y'all laughing or whatever you doing.
Right.
And then if it's a girl, oh man, come on. Maybe she needs a little drama in her life. Have some drama. That's what it is. She's bored.
She's had
there ain't no drama.
Come on. Plenty of drama.
I'm bored, really, man. Where the drama at?
Oh boy.
It's been a long time since I fought a duel out of the set.
Hard pass on drama.
But for all the miles on the clock,
Some people need stuff like that. Like I said, I know a lot of people fighting. A lot of people arguing and stuff because they stuck around each other.
Mm-hmm.
Just as fast as I
Or like I
ever
said, they
was.
doing baby making.
People rack a distance.
Man, with this economy, please don't make any babies. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's what
Please
people
don't.
do.
Please don't.
They doing. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going down.
Get ready.
The store is not out for condoms. Please go get them. Pretty sure there's still condoms out there.
That quarantine.
There's that one meme that's talk about when the quarantine babies or teenagers are quarantined.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I told you we were gonna push it past the red line.
I just wondered. I wondered what.
Well, you got the phone. You got to see what people saying. What, anybody say anything to you?
I gave
say
that phone back.
people in the
I
chat?
don't. I gave it back because I don't understand how to do this properly. I mean, the things that I saw had nothing to do with what we were talking about, so I was like, oh.
Yeah, because I think that's what they wanted to talk about. You probably had to go back and read them individually, and then we answer each one of them, and then maybe they'll build up.
No escape.
I mean, I did, but
Try me.
they were still on the,
The original topic.
yeah. The one on
This is
the,
important to them. That's what we're supposed to step into now.
yeah. I mean, there's not much more we can say about that, honestly.
Well,
It is
that's
what
just
it is. There's remakes.
kind of the opening salvo.
I got your number. Anytime now.
We're not gonna agree that they're better or worse. I mean,
Well, it's not about necessarily being better or worse. It's just
Conversation.
You're done.
I mean that's how it seemed in the comments. It's more like, well, some people are really adamant about like, yeah, no, I really like remakes, and then there are other people that are like, no, they need to stop because you know it's
stifling
killing
creativity or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's stifling creativity. It's it's necessary to stop. So
Oh, I just now seen a comment finally. Somebody said, I hate that games are not turn-based anymore. All real time. That's the same thing I said. I mean, the only way
I
to find
actually
them.
like the action part of it. I mean, although Persona is very turn-based, so I mean, I can go either or.
Yeah.
But
Like I said, I know if he's especially like my age range, I know he'd probably miss them because they were like, that was just a different way to play a game. And the only way to really get them now that they're being made in today's time is you gotta do like some indie game. You gotta get like on a PC. And I'm always a console person, so
yeah.
I'm just missing out on a lot of games that are like it because people making stuff and they keep the pixel art, even though it's in today's time, like the way you play and stuff will be different, but it's still turn-based, but it'll still have that old look to it, or they'll make it look today's time, but it's RPGs, old school RPG play.
Really must do this again.
Right.
And that's what I was saying.
Until then,
The indie people still doing that kind of stuff, like it's beat 'em ups and all that stuff they still do. You just have to do it through the indie because the big people ain't doing it.
I don't know, man. I like remakes because it brings back nostalgia and it brings new elements to older games. But like, if we're being real, games as a service is really starting to piss me off.
Which part? Are you talking about the DLC?
service?
They're making you get extra stuff, pay for stuff you wouldn't have back in the day, or what?
Well, no. It's not necessarily about the DLC practice, even though that is a real sticking point for me. It's that they come out with these games as a service, and they're always half done. Whether we're talking about Division, whether we're talking about Destiny, whether we're talking about Anthem. Yeah, the only games as a service that actually worked from day one was Monster Hunter.
What about God of War? Well, I don't know. I ain't played God of War, but that was like single. I don't know if you're talking about multi.
God of War worked from day one.
God of War is not a game as a service, and yeah, it worked from day one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Monster Hunter was on point from day one, and yeah.
But yeah, like that's literally where it starts and where it ends. Like I like Division 2, but those games were not complete and they weren't ready for the open market when they released. Then
Oh, this is too horrible, man. I don't know what the hell that game just make me mad every time I look at it now.
Elder Scrolls is a pretty good example of a game as a service that actually works, but I wasn't around for launch. I just got onto that.
Yeah.
I was there for launch. It was brutal.
I was there. It seemed good to me. I didn't have a problem. Like, that was when me and a bunch of friends...
No, they had a ton of graphic issues.
I didn't notice anything. But like I said, that was me. I don't know if it was something that was hitting certain people or maybe I just didn't notice. Sometimes I don't care about graphics stuff now. If it was lagging and stuff, yeah, I would have noticed that and be like, hey, it's just trash. But if it was some graphic issues, I probably would have excused that. I wouldn't have paid attention to that.
We're the only ones who've realized the war's over.
Yeesh. Well, if it ain't Cobb Easy. What's going on, boss?
Mission complete. Let's make our way back to the lot.
Hey, do me a favor. Look at your party settings. Make sure you share your audio so it don't sound like I'm talking to myself.
Looking a lot more crowded now. Security's out in force. Just what we need.
When you were talking about Monster Hunter, I don't know what they were doing when they made Monster Hunter, but they I know they were coming out with free updates the whole time. You only had to pay for one extra thing, and that was like, I don't know if it was a few years after come out, that Iceborne. That was the only DLC they ever had that you had to pay for. Everything else has been completely free.
Oh.
Oh, by the way, one of the NPCs in this game, when you reach the slums, there's an Avalanche member guarding one of the gates. Dude sounds just like Crunk from Emperor's New Groove.
That's hilarious.
I'm not even joking. I'm like, I tried to find it everywhere and could not find who did the voice for that character.
Alright, people, we back online. Check it now, Drew. It should be back.
Let me see.
We back like cooked crap.
No. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't know. Is it you got it going live through everywhere? Facebook, YouTube, Twitch?
Yeah, hold on. It shows me online on Facebook. So I'm not.
Maybe you're going through a group because I don't see it through the 8-Bit Heroes page. Maybe you got it going through a. Like maybe you got to share it through all them places again.
I don't know.
Do you keep getting disconnected from the broadcast or something?
Something happened and everything kind of just ended. Twitch ended, then everything else ended.
Maybe it's because it hit an hour. Do you got like an hour limit on it or something?
Nah, it was over an hour. It was like an hour and a half or a little bit more than that. So.
Yeah, maybe it just got knocked. Because I'd seen it knock out for a second when I said something. But when I refreshed it, all of a sudden it came back. So I was like, oh, maybe it was just my phone. But then it done it again.
Let me look at Twitch real quick. Yeah, Twitch is showing me back online, but it's like a completely new stream. I guess we might as well end it then if I can't get back where I was at. Oh well.
Shit.
Yep. Alright, people. Well, if you're still seeing this on YouTube, thanks for being down with us. We'll be streaming probably again either later on today or tomorrow. I'll put up everything on our relevant social media. Thanks for hanging out with us. Peace.